What's up guys, TheRcCrawlerKing here. Today I have another Tech Tuesday video for you. I know you might be thinking, this looks like an unboxing video. Nah. I just wanted to show you guys this sweet box because this is a pretty legendary car at this point. And I figured I've had the Mustang body sitting on my shelf for long enough, and I think it's finally time we get around to painting this bad boy up. So without wasting any more time guys, let's hop into another Tech Tuesday. Alright, so yeah, this is my HPI RS4 Sport 3 Ken Block Unicorn. I ended up actually getting a wicked deal on this thing. I picked it up for 150 bucks Canadian. Came with 2 nickel metal hydride batteries, and the front body posts were the only thing that was broken on it. I managed to 3D print some new ones, and this thing was ready to go. So that's a pretty good steal of a deal, especially since like your average drift car today can run 500 bucks Canadian pretty easily. So I couldn't pass up a good deal. This is the chassis. It's the original setup that they got going on here. Nice rims, nice unicorn body to match up with it. I like all the little scale details. They got the wing added on the back, the diffuser and splitter on the back, the hood scoop. It looks pretty cool. Just right on the box. What we're going to be installing on this car today is a 2015 Ford Mustang body. I figured that was fairly appropriate since I'm a mechanic for Ford. The color I've chose today is going to be red, my favorite color. And yeah, we're going to put it onto this platform here. Now at the same time, while I do this body shell and do this car up and make it look cool, my father is also going to be doing a body shell. I got it for Christmas. I ended up picking up a 2015 Toyota Tacoma to install onto his. So this is the TRX4 that my dad's been running for quite a while. This is the, I think it's the 1987, 89 Ford Bronco? 1979 Ford Bronco. Pretty cool unit. He's got the whole Traxxas TRX lighting kit and all that stuff on it, but the body's seen some better days. It's in pretty rough shape. So I figured what a great Christmas gift idea it would be to help freshen up his body on his truck a little bit. We haven't gone RCing in quite some time. Everything's been fairly expensive, and I mean, getting those parts for this thing was nothing shy of that either. But I really wanted to get him something and get us back on the trail this year, so I figured let's do bodies. And I know he's a big Toyota fanatic. He has a 2008 Toyota Tacoma. Looks really nice. It's all blacked out. Looks awesome. He's got some of those BF Goodwrench KO2s on it. So I knew when I went to the hobby shop, the exact body setup and wheels and tires and stuff I wanted to get was exactly what he has on his real truck. But yeah, this is what his looked like before. So you got the TRX4 Branco there. And this is the Unicorn before we change over the body style on that. So get a good look at them now, because this is going to be the last time you see them like this before we change them over to the new body styles. And yeah, today I'm going to kind of show you guys a little bit of that painting process. It's not going to be a super in-depth tutorial, but I do want to kind of walk you guys through the process of how I would go about painting an RC car body. So yeah, let me grab the body shells. I'll show you guys those really quick. So this is the first one we're working with. It's the Mustang. Like I said, 2015 Mustang. Comes with the body shell itself, and then comes with the back bumper, and then some hardware to mount the body, the rear body kit with. Then it comes with a instruction manual, window masks, decal kit as well. And the other unique feature is we're going to use magnetic mounting. We are going to be putting some lights in here, so I'm going to wire up some resistors, some little LEDs, and then we're going to hook that directly into the battery pack, and we're going to add some front lights and rear lights to the car to give it a little bit of that Shazam, you know. And then this is the good stuff right here. So I really spoiled him on this one. He got all kinds of stuff. Look at this whole bead bag filled with stuff here. So this is the body shell, right? That's what he's gonna be painting up. You do get a full plastic attachment kit, so to speak. Mounting hardware, comes with a decal kit. It's got a little Toyota license plate. It says California, taco. can see it down there. That's neat. Comes with window masks as well. Pretty straightforward paint job on his part. Not too much masking or anything going on. He'll just be kind of painting it black. And yeah, most of the hard work stuff is going to come with like mounting up the plastic pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, got to make sure that stuff looks good when it's mounted up, right? So that's the Tacoma body shell. It is part number PRO 356800. So to go along with it, like I said, he has some KO2 BF Goodrich tires on his actual truck, and then the closest thing that they had for rims that looked like his real truck rim was these Proline plastic beadlocks. Picked him up some fresh bumper mounts. This is a light kit I bought for him. Rest of the tires here. This is the bumper, pearl clear polycarbonate paint. So I will leave this all with him and he can go get started on this, and then I'll go over some of the tools and stuff we need to get started on our build. All right, so this is all of the tools required to paint an RC car body. So along with all the other stuff in terms of tools required, we also need some parts to actually make the car come together. So I went ahead and picked out some decals from my decal kit. I kind of just hoard and collect decals as I get new kits and stuff. And normally I build up a pretty good, stockpile of stickers that I can use on different bodies over the years. I got a really nice one here from Traxxas that has things like NOS and Holley cams and, MSD ignition, all kinds of stuff from drag cars. So we'll put a bunch of those stickers on there, make it really cool. I've got a license plate from an old SCX10 kit because mine didn't come with a license plate. I don't know why. I really like that Proline's doing that though. And then I kind of picked out my stickers based off of the color scheme I was going for. So a lot of the stickers here are basically black and white. Black, white, silver, gray. That's kind of the route we're going with things. Then I've got all the resistors for the LED lights that we're gonna make. So picked up those in bulk. Got a bunch of wires here to join together all that wiring. I've got some JST, the red JST style connectors that we're going to put together. Then I picked up some of these Protoform race body magnet mounts. So these here are actually pretty neat, and I know you could probably find these on Amazon and stuff fairly cheap as well. But essentially these go over top of the body post, and then a body clip will go into the piece here to make the top of the normal body post where a body clip would go through a magnet instead. So that's how that works. And then of course, because it's magnetic, you'll put these guys, if I can get them under here, you'll put these guys here. They give you 4 little magnets to mount onto the body shell itself, and then these they attach to the magnet that will be secured to the body post itself. So these 4 little guys will go on the body shell, and these 4 guys will go onto the car itself. And then when you go to attach the car, it's just as simple as magnets. Really nice. They're not too strong, so these are a little weaker than the other ones that I used on my Jeep. The ones I used on my Jeep were like rare earth magnets. They're super strong. These feel like just your typical magnets, so this should be a bit better with not removing the paint upon removing the body shell. Yeah, that's how I plan on mounting the shell. When I was at Nate doing some technical training, I took advantage of their makerspace and I went ahead and printed like a crap ton of light buckets. Got all my little 5mm, and I picked up some 3mm LEDs just in case we want to go with some smaller stuff instead. They all run off the same voltages and stuff, just the sizing, that's all. And then rims, we went with some Works rims. These were the nicest ones that I personally found online. They're HPI, but they're plastic. They're hard plastic, so they drift really, really well. I also 3D printed an exhaust a long time ago for my Jeep. We might cut it and we might try and glue it into the back of the body shell here, because I noticed it does have some pretty cool looking spot to put an exhaust coming out the back. So I think we might be able to utilize this on this car. So I'm gonna try and glue that on, and then it's handy to have, while we might not use all of them, it's really handy to have like a bag of extra screws. So this is just like miscellaneous like wood screws, bolts, different hardware that could be used to mount accessories and such, some nuts to go with that, some washers in case I need like washers for better support, and then body clips as well too. So I have quite a few different ways of like mounting things onto the body shell, which is super handy to have kicking around just in case you want to get really creative. So yeah, that's everything for the kit. I guess we should probably get started and yeah, make this thing look cool. So let's throw the wheels on because that's really easy. Okay, so yeah, the first order of business is basically you got to cut the body up. So you follow along the trim lines that you see on the body shell, cut all that stuff out, throw away the excess, and then we'll move into the next part. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do up is we're gonna go and use some sandpaper or a Dremel with a sand bit attachment, and we're gonna go around all the edges. We're gonna clean up every single edge on this body shell and make it look really, really nice. All right, guys, so I went on my way to go and trim up the body. I ended up using the Dremel for it. I just wanted to do it out in the shop so I didn't get a bunch of dust and stuff everywhere here in the studio. I just went along all the edges with the Dremel, just with a sanding bit, smoothed everything out. Pro tip, if you're going to trim all your body with a pair of scissors, there's a line on the Lexan where they want you to score with a hobby knife or to cut with scissors. My advice, if you're doing a hobby scissors route and you're not using a razor blade, is score it a bit on the outside edge of that line. If you're gonna go back and sand with a Dremel later, you'll be able to sand down to the line which it's actually supposed to be at, which it makes it a bit easier to sand things to know if you've gone too far and whatnot. So everything's been trimmed. I noticed I did make a bit of a mistake. These little things right here were supposed to go onto the front lower valance here of the car. You can kind of see it here in the diagram. There's like a really low valance that sits along the bottom. Now I trimmed it off. Typical guy thing, not reading the instructions, right? We'd rather just put the damn thing together and get it out there and drive it around, right? But I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal, really. Like, honestly, that lower lip, it just sits super, super low. On the unicorn, I'm already scraping that thing a lot driving around the shop. So, you know, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not too upset about it. I tried looking to see if maybe I could stick a valance back on the bottom of it, but fortunately, it's not gonna really be possible. So with this one, we're not adding on the lower valance hangers. I do have them trimmed out. I didn't realize it until I got back in here and started looking at this booklet. I did trim out the exhaust, so that piece is taken care of. You can see here that I've drilled 2 big holes in the back here, and I've basically trimmed down the exhaust tips themselves. And what we're gonna do is stick these into the back of the body right here, and we'll use some shoe goo to affix these into the body shell permanently. So I think that's gonna look really nice as just a small little add-on to have an exhaust tip at the back of the car, and they won't stick out too far or anything. They'll just be kind of nicely tucked in there and they'll look like that. So kind of neat. The next things that we need to do is this body shell has a couple of drill points here. We're not drilling the body posts for mounting the body onto the car, but we are going to drill out the spots for the wing, the spot where it attaches onto the main body shell, along with the wing mounting holes as well too, which I see one there and one right there. They typically have little dots on them, which signifies a spot to drill. So we're gonna drill those out next. And yeah, so for a 2mm hole, it's about 5/64. We'll go with that. So yeah, the Mustang has like, they're more dominantly red right in the middle, but they're a little bit smoked on the edges. That's gonna be really freaking tough to do, man. And it does have black in between. So basically that whole little part right there would need to be, yeah, it would be really good if we could paint with some translucent red. Let's see, I got the reference here anyways. I see what I gotta do for the tail light. Let me see if I can make it happen. Okay guys, so I've trimmed out some additional pieces here on some extra Lexan from that body. Essentially, my game plan is going to be to mount this up like so, in behind the area where the rear tail light will go. And there's a bit of clearance on each slot here where the LED, like a 3mm LED, will be able to go. And then I'll just glue that in place, and that's how our rear lights are going to be put together. I think it should work pretty okay. So that's our rear tail light. Now for our front tail light or front headlight, we're going to definitely use these. I'm just trying to see what might be the best way to mount this up. One LED light. Yeah, see that looks way better. Yeah, I like the mounting of that a lot more. You can see that there. That'll work out way better. And then I think we'll just have to fill that other hole that was originally meant for that 3mm. We'll just fill that with some epoxy and then spray paint the backside of that, or even just Sharpie pen it. Jeez, I mean, it doesn't need to be too complicated. Now we would need to clean the body panels and start prepping with masking tape. First thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna wash this with dish soap, and then once we're done washing it with dish soap, I like to put the window masks on at that point, or if you don't feel confident rubbing around steel wool right near the masks, you can avoid putting the window mask on while you're doing the steel wool. But yeah, we need to basically take the steel wool scratch up all of the body panel area on side of the areas where the windows are so that the paint will actually stick. So if you want to do cleaning first and then scratching and then clean one more time, by all means go for it. I'm going to scratch first and then we're going to hop over and do the cleaning after. Alrighty, now we got all of our pieces cleaned off in the sink with some dish soap. Right now, we got to get everything masked. So we're going to add the masks next, and then I'll follow up with you guys after that. Alrighty guys, so we finally got all the masking tape done up here for the pinstripes. You can see that here. Basically what we're doing is 2 big black stripes down the center, and then we're going to do white edging on the outside of each stripe. So I think that'll look pretty cool. I got that idea from some pictures on Google. So yeah, I think that'll look pretty slick. And then we're gonna put some liquid mask in here next so we can get these bottom areas here. So what we're gonna do with this, because we don't need liquid mask on the whole body, we just need these bottom areas right here along the front and the side skirts. I'm only gonna apply liquid mask in this area with a little bit of overhang. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a hobby knife to cut out those areas and get a more accurate mask for that section, because the first color that's going to go on this body is the red color. Alrighty you guys, so it's been a couple of days, had to end up going back to work. Also had some Ford training that took place. Believe it or not, actually got 100% on diagnosing and testing for gasoline engines and won myself a cool little Mustang GT 500. How neat is that, eh? We're already making a video doing up a body of a Mustang, and I won one for doing awesome in school. Isn't that cool, eh? So while I was at training as well, I actually got a wicked idea for something I want to do on this show. Now, if you can see this picture here, and see the lights on the front of the Mustang there, where these intake scoops are in the front grille. They're like green triangles. I got a wicked idea to do the same thing that I seen on this Mustang for the desktop background at the Ford Training Center. I want to do it on the front of this Mustang because the decal kit that comes with this car, we're painting it red, but the decal kit is like green on the front, and those two colors aren't gonna go really well together. So what I wanna do is I wanna take the stock decal sheet and basically cut out the clear coat here, because there's a thin layer of plastic on the outside here. I wanna cut it out just in the area where that one sticker goes. I wanna put that sticker on right now before we're painting, have that sticker be in place. And then from the inside, I'm gonna trace with a Sharpie pen or masking tape or liquid mask the outline of that headlight assembly, where they've got that like green neon color showing through. And I picked up a generic Proline light bucket set. This is actually the same one I picked up from my dad's truck. And this comes with just a bunch of really generic light buckets that you can install LEDs into. So I'm gonna basically glue 2 of these on the inside. We'll put 2 red LEDs inside there, and then I think it'll look really cool because you'll have like 2 red colors in the middle of the grill there. Ah, man, what a cool idea I got while at Ford training. So here's that decal sheet I was talking about right here. We'll end up needing to grab our X-Acto knife here, and we're just gonna make a small incision around the front grill here. And we will basically just take that now, grab this decal that's supposed to go on the front of the body here, and we'll place this on the front of the body panel here. There we go. So you can see there the stickers applied to the front grille area. And now what that allows me to do is on the inside up here, you can see the green areas, the areas that I want to remain clear. We'll be able to apply, you could use masking tape, liquid mask, whatever your preference is to mask that area. Make sure that that area stays clear. Just like these front headlights, we need to make sure that these guys stay clear now. So we're just removing the green area from the decal, and then that way we should be able to get a nice light shining through. Alrighty, so there you go. You can see there that the body shell has front sticker on it with the 2 little spots where it was green trimmed out now. Now we just need to do the masking on the inside. So some pinstriping is necessary there, and through this little section of the bumper there. And then, yeah, that would be basically it for the rear. I've gone ahead and trimmed out all the liquid mask for this part of the body as well. So now we have just liquid mask applied to the bottom edge here. It's trimmed right along that Sharpie mark. And then again, for the front bumper, I've done that just in this section right here. I'm waiting for this small area right here to dry. That was the add-in that we wanted to do. Where I'm gonna keep the front light area, or the front grill area, clear here so we can mount those red LED lights. So I will go ahead and do the pinstriping for the rear now. I'll wait for the rest of this to dry, and I got the rear spoiler being painted on side, so I'm kind of just on and off of that, waiting for that to dry and getting that done up in a nice matte black for us. So yeah, let me hop into doing the rest of the pinstriping here on this rear bumper and check back in with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, there you go. Everything is basically prepped up, ready to go. I'm waiting for the last 2 coats of liquid mask to dry up. Done deal. Alright, let me get some wire and some LEDs and we'll wire those up. And then it's on to painting. Oh man, I'm excited. She's ready to go. Let's start putting on our first coat of red paint. Then we'll probably do the white pinstriping immediately after that. And then we'll start to do some of the blacks. So the blacks along the bottom, the flat blacks, the black, gloss black pinstripe going down the car. Yeah, let's chop to it. Start painting this bad boy up. Alrighty, there we go, you guys. So first coat of paint is applied. Nice red color. I like how that turned out. I was gonna add some metallic flake to it, but I figured, you know what? I'm gonna go with a gloss finish on this one. So yeah, that's about 3 coats of paint right there. Did the rear bumper as well. And now we're gonna go ahead and remove the white pinstripe from the body panels, and then we're gonna paint that color next. Alrighty, there we go. So I've got the really thin pinstripe where we're gonna paint the white paint in. I got the masking tape removed. You can now see it's clear through that area. Let's go put on our white coat of paint. Alrighty, there we go, you guys. So now the white paint has been added to the body shell, and all we simply need to do now is pick our next layer to remove masking tape to. Repeat the process and continue painting things until everything's painted and all the masking tape's removed. Alrighty guys, so we're ready to go for our black spray paint. I went ahead and just off camera removed the masking tape for the pinstripes, and I've already painted the matte finish in the areas that are going to be matte black. So the pinstripe is gloss black, and all these areas like the side skirts and the bottom diffusers here, along with the front skirt here, they're all going to be matte black. So I went ahead and did the matte colors first, then we removed the pinstripes, and now we're going to do everything in black, including every other little section that you see in here that's white right now. It's all going to be black, and the reason for that is so that when the car shell is on the car itself, it's much harder to see that this is just an RC car because everything's blacked out inside, right? We're not gonna have any wheel liners in here like I do on the Jeep, so it's really important that the inside part of the car remains fully black so that, you know, you won't be able to tell that it's really an RC car. Well, that's the idea anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna throw that paint on and I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, you guys, there you go. So the black paint has finally been applied to the vehicle. I am now going to peel out the window masks, and we're going to do our shadow black Tamiya paint to kind of make it a little less noticeable that this car doesn't have an interior. And then once that's done, we can finally remove the headlight masks, that front grille mask, and the rear tail light mask in the rear bumper. And then we can go ahead and start adding our lights. So let me jump into that, and I'll follow up in a few minutes with you guys. Alrighty guys, finally we got a finished paint job, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty freaking sweet. So we got our rear wing. I actually had to do flat black on both sides, so like normally you would paint your flat clear on before you put your black on, but because this wing piece is technically going to be seen from both sides, I ended up having to do the flat clear on the other side once I had finished painting it already. So yeah, rear wing flat black done. Rear body panel completely done. Here, I know you guys like this part. I know I love this part. Get to take the wrapping off finally. Oh man. Damn. Wow. Yeah, that turned out really nice, you guys. Damn. Look at that. Isn't that a slick looking rear end? Alrighty, there you go, you guys. Everything's been peeled off. That is one shiny looking body. Look at that thing, man. That looks damn good, dude. Yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into mounting some of this stuff up and putting the finishing touches on it, because I'm really excited to see what it looks like all lit up. There we go. So I've glued in the rear exhaust tips. I used some CA cement to basically hold them in place first, and then immediately after getting the CA glue to set, we added some shoe glue in there in a very large amount, just basically a really large dab of that in there to fill in the entire area where that thing's mounted. And then we're just gonna let that dry, and that'll be our rear tailpipes mounted. The next thing that we need to do to that rear skirt is going to be mounting in the LED retainers, but I don't want to touch it while that glue's curing, and that's going to take a little bit. So in the meantime, we'll take care of mounting up the LEDs on this bad boy. So the first set that we have to do or deal with, the easiest ones will probably be these guys here. And they just mount behind these front grille locations here. And that's going to be where our red LED light will go there. I mean, the paint's kind of tacky still, it's holding it there basically for me. And then yeah, we're gonna do the on-side light buckets, but the on-side ones, I'll show you guys the trick for that, because we are gonna mix and match kind of with stickers on that, because we're not gonna leave that entirely clear like that. So let me do that same technique. We're gonna use some CA glue to get them mounted initially, let that cure so they're stuck in place. Then we'll do a bead of the shoe glue around the on-side edge of this piece. And then we'll do the actual headlight assemblies after. So they give us some really nice headlight stickers to work with here. And while we're not going to use the entire thing, we are going to use part of this. So I'm going to grab these headlights here, being careful not to knock that glue loose. I'm going to take these and we're going to mount them onto the body shell. All right, there we go. Both of the front lights are mounted up there, as you can see. We'll put the stickers on. Now, the trick that I'm going to do for this is we're going to cut out the area where these light buckets here are going to mount. So I've got these little tiny guys here, which are where we're going to put our 5mm white LEDs on the front. And they only take up about the section of the sticker that's where the actual headlight is here. So you can kind of just see that little headlight there. That's where this little black thing's going to sit. So that LED light will be right behind that area. So we're basically going to trim out a section of this front headlight assembly where the LED light's actually going to sit. Yeah, that's going to look dope. And then we got to mount in these buckets now. So Perfect. Oh, dude, that looks sick, man. The LED light's gonna be like perfectly coming onto the body panel there. I can see straight as day, straight through that sticker into the light source, so I think that's gonna look really, really cool. Alrighty guys, so I let this dry for a little bit. It's definitely dry enough for us to tinker around with now. The rear exhaust has been properly glued in. You can see it's shiny there where I've put some of the shoe goo. That stuff's really great because it's nice and flexible, so you know when you hit the front of the car and these bodies are kind of flexy, right? They have some give to them. That shoe goo holds way better than CA glue, so I went ahead and I put all the adhesive on the inside part of the body here. Just shoe gooed around the outside perimeter of all those buckets to make sure they stay in there really good. Now, what we need to do is we need to figure out the mounting for the rear tail lights, because we have all our front light buckets mounted up, but we haven't done the rear one yet. Now, what my plan was, because I don't really have any light buckets that work for this, like the Mustang lights are really wide. There isn't anything else like it. So we were gonna use these clear Lexan pieces and mount them here with some glue. And then we were going to be able to just drill some, like a few 3mm holes into the panel in each spot where the LED light's gonna mount up. And I think that might be good enough to make this look half decent. So, and I do have to paint these black as well, because we don't want the light to leak back through. So we're gonna be painting this black as well. So we'll be putting one LED light right there, another one right there, and the last one right there. So there we go. Got those marked. Now we just need a drill bit that will match the size of our LED. Just to make sure I don't mess this up, I've grabbed a sample LED here and we'll just size it up. Make sure it's about the right size. That's the end result there for how we're gonna mount the LED lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint these up black to stop that light leak like I was talking about. And then I'll glue them. And the only spot I'm gonna glue these things is basically right here at the very end. Alrighty guys, so there we have it. Finally have the rear LED mounts painted up. Now we just have to mount these up and then we can install our LED light kit. Alrighty guys, so I've let the glue dry for the rear LED inserts, and now we should be able to mount up our LED lights and see how this thing looks all powered up. There we go. Alright, so our magnet mounts are installed on the car. We're gonna get a little feel here for how this thing's gonna sit, and then we'll adjust accordingly. Oh yeah. Alright. So that's the height for the rear body posts. Yeah, that gets us a nice fitment right there. Let me get this glued up and then we'll adjust the front here after. Make sure you check the polarity on your magnets before you glue them. I didn't do that, I got lucky. But yeah, you're gonna wanna make sure that the polarity is the actual right way around, because if you put, you know, the magnet backwards, you're gonna put the body on, the body will be trying to fly off the car. You don't want that. So yeah, just make sure you maybe mark the side of the magnet that you're gonna want to attach to the car side before you go gluing everything up. It would really suck to get everything mounted and then realize, oh, I can't undo this mistake. I've literally permanently glued everything in place and the magnets are backwards. So yeah, just don't make that mistake. Okay, that's the rear magnets mounted in place. Fingers crossed that we got that right. But yeah, you can basically just see there, I've just added a little bit of shoe goo around the back magnets there just to help make sure that they stay in place. Anyways, let me go and get the front body post cut up here and then we'll get the front magnets mounted in place. Looks pretty alright. So now we'll grab that body shell one more time here. I don't know if it's quite ready yet because I want to let those dry. But gotta let those magnets dry in, settle in place first, and then we'll check and see if the front's mounted up right. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, there we go. So I let that dry for a little bit. We got the magnets mounted up here now. Front ones are in the right spot here. I added some magnets on the outside of the shell there. You can see on the front of the body there. And in the meantime, what we're gonna do is get the rear body mated up with the main shell. And then literally the last thing we have after that is install lights and do stickers. So yeah, let's hop to it. Alrighty guys, so there you go. LED lights mounted up. So these are all the decals I had hand-picked for this build here. But we are going to start with the OEM decal kit first. And I got that little instruction sheet for us to reference that shows where the placement of all these decals is supposed to go. So I'm going to use that as I put these on there as a reference. And before we get started, I'm just going to make sure we got no residue on the outside of this body panel, just wiping off all the dust and stuff so that these stickers can properly adhere to the body. We'll start with the biggest ones first, which will be the most challenging, and we'll go from there. Alrighty you guys, it's finally time. We're gonna pair these two together and see how things look. We got all the decals put on the main body itself. We got our wiring all hooked up for our lights. Fingers crossed everything stayed working. I was having quite a hard time getting those little tiny 3mm LEDs in the back to not break upon heating up the shrink tube. So if you're working with 3mm LEDs, be quick with the soldering iron and be really careful with the lighter. Don't go anywhere near the LED. Just do the shrink tube at the wire. That's it. That was a lot of work, man. God damn. All right, let's see how this thing looks. I'm pretty stoked. Oh, hell yeah. That looks sick, dude. What do you guys think, man? That's the Mustang. That's the new drift rig. Oh, dude, the rear lights turned out awesome, man. Check that out. That couldn't look freaking cooler, hey? I love that. The tri-light going on in the back. That is so neat, man. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the Mustang turned out. We ended up adding some pretty minor decals to it. I ended up adding some to the rear window there to cover up that magnet job that I was doing there. I love the magnet mounting. It's so easy to pull the body on and off. The lights ended up turning out absolutely amazing. Front and back, I really like the tri-light in the back. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal, and it just makes you know it's a Mustang without even really seeing it, right? When you see this thing at nighttime and you see that tri-light bar in the back, you know right away what kind of car that is. The clearances in the front for the steering ended up turning out really great. Everything's actually clearing up pretty nice now after driving around outside for a little bit. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy with how awesome this thing turned out. The exhaust, the cool little exhaust that we added in there looks awesome. And the smoke dome windows really help to cover up the fact that this car doesn't have any interior. So yeah, I'm super proud of that because it's been quite some time since the last time I've done a painted body. I do think over the course of this car's lifetime, I'll probably be adding more stuff to it as it progresses. I'd love to add some little mirrors, you know, windshield wipers, just little things that's going to really improve the way that it looks. I think it's going to be really worth it. So yeah, anyways, setting that bad boy aside, my father's truck ended up turning out pretty cool. So this is the Proline body, like we said. He ended up giving this a nice pearlescent paint job. It's got lots of metallic flake in it. You could just see all that shine in there from all that Tamiya metallic flake. It basically looks like his real truck, aside from there being a big bumper in the front. I just think most trail trucks, like, you need to have a bumper on it. So I think the bumper was a nice little touch. He did have his original bumper on there first, but same idea I had. I was like, you know what, man? Like, just run it without the bumper. Like, I think it's going to turn out a lot better. He does have a little bit of work left to do to it. We do have to do up the lights still, so he doesn't have any lights installed in here right now. Proline gives you two spots, one for the amber orange LEDs, and then also you can put some white LEDs in the front here as well too, because you know the Toyotas have the orange light and the white lights. So yeah, I'm really proud of the Proline for including the mirrors, the door handles, and the wiper blades all in the kit. Like, props to those guys for including all the little details, so you don't got to go around printing all that stuff out later. I really dig the fact that he's running the same tires he's got on his real truck. So he's got the BF Goodrich KO2s. Pretty cool looking tire. I was a little worried that they would be too small and make the truck look like not right, but they actually look pretty okay. Everything fits up pretty nice. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see him take this thing onto the trails. Alrighty, you guys, well, that's a wrap for another awesome Tech Tuesday video. If you guys want to see some awesome content of these two sweet units ripping around this summer, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, guys. But most importantly, don't forget to be fancy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.